the Lord would bless our time together. What an opportunity to remind ourselves who we are. And in this season, as we look closely at the subject of being children of God, uh, this afternoon we want to remind ourselves never to forget who you are. Don't forget who you are. I want to read from James 1:22 and to 25. But be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. For if anyone is a hearer of a word and not a doer, he is like a man observing his natural face in the mirror. For he observes himself, goes away, and immediately forgets what kind of man he was. But he who looks into the perfect law of liberty and continues in it is not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work. This one will be blessed in what he does. I want to read verse 25 again. But he who looks into the perfect law of liberty and continues in it, and is not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this one will be blessed in what he does. Don't forget who you are, no matter what. And what the Word of God through James is saying is that the Word of God serves you and I as a mirror who are children of God. And when we stare in the Word of God, it makes us see who we are and what we ought to be looking like, what we ought to be adjusting to be. And so we are not just those who hear, but we become those who translate that which we hear into action. It's not about information, it's about transformation. It's not about just gathering insight, but it's about your life being formed and being fashioned after the image of God, becoming Christ-like, becoming God-like. If you are a child of God, then God must be reflecting in you. Anything that is coming out of another reflects what it comes out of. Everything according to the laws in Genesis that God established, everything must reproduce after his own kind. So if we are a kind of God, then we must produce this God-like nature in all that we do, in our speech, in our thoughts, and in our actions. So this afternoon, I want to remind you that you ought to be more than someone who teaches the word. You must be more than someone who just admires the word. You must be more than someone who is a student of the word. The word must be living in you. You must be living the word. You must be one that is manifesting the kingdom. You must be one that reflects God. Listen, you are called dearly beloved by God. You are totally accepted through Christ. You are supposed to be fully pleasing to him. You are beautiful in his sight. And I want to declare that as a child of God, may you be the light, may you be the salt, may you be the fragrance of Christ wherever you are. So this afternoon, I speak the blessing of God upon you, and I stir you up to rise up and manifest the God you represent. Let the goodness of God be experienced by those that are around you. For if goodness and mercy follow you all the days of your life, then those goodness and the mercies of God must follow you to your neighborhood, must follow you to your family, must follow you to your place of employment, must follow you into the space in which you find yourself. May people experience God because you have showed up, and may God himself manifest through you wherever you are. I speak the blessings of the Lord upon you. May you grow in his wisdom. May you grow in his counsel. May the word of God fill you. May you be fully and richly indwelt by the word of God. And may out of you come the blessing and the example that the world has been waiting for. I bless you this day, and I release you to walk as who you are, the child of God that God has raised you to be. If your life is in him and he is in you, God bless you. Have an extraordinary and a phenomenal